welcome to my channel. It's good to have you here. My name is Gemma. I am a criminologist, an advanced occultist, and a mother. Okay. So in this video I'm going to talk about sexism. Okay, I'm going to talk about this because what you'll find interesting is that spiritually, men, they seem like they're not very spiritual, but they are. Men are very, to me anyway, my own personal experiences. Men are very fluent spiritually in my life, and I think people will graciously say thank you, spirit daddies, for that. But there are queens as well, right? So men step aside, the queen's coming through. What does this mean? Well, this is a mark about sexism, okay? So the reason why I talk about this is because sexism is really big on the agenda right now. We have gender wars trying to take out sexism, right? So this is not what I'm talking about, bringing it down to 3D. Bringing 4D down to 3D is not a connotation of understanding a gender into an understanding of a sexist position. Like, oh, because I can say I'm this, I'm going to take your gender over. Like, if that's really what you're doing it for, you're going to ruin yourselves, right? So we remember this in our lives when we walk through with the Lord or whatever. But we remember this when we walk through our lives and we have that in us, right? We know an entity is carrying us. Doesn't that sound weird to you? That an entity carries you. Accepting our faith, the Lord, an entity within us. No. Yeah. So you'll find strong women who are against sexism, against women, will be like this. 110%. Right? Move. Right? For the queens. Why? Right? Because the reality is that it's probably not your fight. Right? And the reality is that I've got issues with women as well. Because everybody has issues with men and women. It's in my astrology. 6th house. I have issues with women. And issues with marriage. So that's why I don't get married, for example. So I'm not married. I've never been married. Right? Just because I wore a ring on that doesn't mean that. Right? Never been married. But this is another thing as well. This is what really brings me on to feminism, sexism, stuff like this. There is an aspect of us that will always be feminine. And there is a 4D ideology of this when we understand these gender wars. And I think this is what they were trying to do. Bring down 4D ideas of gender into 3D reality. Now, when I said this personally in my own videos about bringing down a reality of a truth, that's exactly what I meant, a truth. Me. So when we talk about things like sexism and bringing it down to 3D, well, I'm telling you now, this is not about accepting gender. This isn't about accepting a gender. This is about taking over gender as a fluidism into understanding a biological understanding of sexism. This is not what I intended. I do not agree with bringing down ideas of gender into a biological understanding. We can merge the subjects, but we do not take away the truth of the impression of what it actually is, male or female, right? 3D, what is it? Okay, so we don't teach people that it's okay to do that to ourselves. And this is why this world is inverted. So let's talk about being gay, because, I did speak about this. Being gay. Being gay is really an obfuscation of understanding your own self. And the reality is that sometimes we might not even understand, because you might never have sat with your individual self for long enough to do that. I've done a video about body politics, so go back to that if you want to hear any more about gender. So this one, I'm going to finish off because I've got to head out. This one is about really understanding your identity, who you are, right? Inside of you, right? Because if you know who you are, no one else is going to tell you who you are, right? And I'm here as a royal arch to tell you, because they dragged me down there, because you lot went, right? So what do you do with what does humanity do? Right? We get dragged, right? And guess what? A queen goes with you, right? That's why I'm a queen, mate. Because the queen goes with you all in different ways. And sometimes you don't realise until afterwards. Sometimes you might never realise, because you don't want to face the fact that you actually humiliated somebody who should never have been humiliated in the first place. And it's the fact that you want to place blame on somebody and pass a book means that you've just taken all this anger out on this one person. You're scapegoating them, right? So this is what happens usually when they can't find a miscarriage of justice. Something's taken place, they can't find it. It's because you had to take an aspect of innocence to go down into the inversions, right? Listen to me. You had to take an aspect of an inverted state, push an innocence into inversions to pull out the fake. And you know what I'm doing. And I know that you know. And I know that you know that what's going on in the systems, because I've shown you in the Kabbalah, right? What systems are in society, okay, as a contributing factor to understand what's going on now. The reality is that I don't want to bring down gender fluidism, right? No. It's not happening. Not in my version of a universe A. Right? You're not dressing up as women, you're not punching men, you're not punching women in a box, in a ring. You're not punching women in a ring. Men punching women in a ring, making it socially acceptable in the Olympics, to make it socially acceptable in society to beat women up. Right? To beat them up. Now let me get on to this. You think you're so clever. You think you're so brave beating that woman up. You knew you could hit her out in one punch and you still did it. Right? This is just an understanding of the Olympics. Right? You literally let that woman get absolutely annihilated in front of everybody. Nobody cheered. Everyone was gobsmacked with how you treated it. Yeah, I know. They call us it sometimes, don't they? Yeah, they do. I'm a woman. Biology. Right, take it. Right? That's what you are. But if you ain't, then you ain't. And there's a difference. Right? So let's get on to this. So sexism is obviously a big place right now in our society, and the reason why is because it's been pushed. Why? Well, that's many reasons. I mean, you can bring awareness to it if you want all day long talking about it, so you're blue in the face. I mean, what does it achieve? You're just manifesting it. Right? Stupid. Right? Don't it, women? It's done. Where was it? Paris? Not in the East. So let's get back to the idea that Paris was holding was it Paris? The Olympics were held in Paris. What are you trying to manifest that for? Beating women up. Making it socially acceptable in society to what? Beat women up. Do you know how big a man is compared to a woman? You gotta think, so I know I'm 5'7". I know some dudes are 6 foot gone. Me. They're gone. They're really tall. Right. I'm like here to guys I know. If they put their hands on me, I'd be done straight away. Right? So this pulls you out of your inversions, men. As hierophants. You protect your female. And that's what you were supposed to do. And the reality is that when queens get taken out in different realms and realities, in different ways, right, in different means, for different reasons, you're just looking at me thinking, I got cherry, she got a cake, me, she got a cherry on top. I didn't come for a cherry on the top, mate. So, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but can you not see the inversions? Like, I don't know what happened in 2020, mate. But let me tell you now, something to do with the Americas. Because they were the ones who put the lockdown and we follow suit as UK. Right? Some things had to happen for a reason, and it'll be figured out in the end. But lest this be remembered. Women are women. You don't put your hands on them. Men.